Hello.
Hello.
Dear friends, I find sometimes being a Christian is frustrating. We go to church to seek a better understanding of our faith and deepen our relationship with God. However, there are over 1,000 pages in the Bible about stories and guidelines on how to live and millions of different interpretations of this text. It's so easy to get lost in these different judgments to the point where it's confusing. I, as a Christian, get confused all the time. I get confused about how to act, how God operates in my life, and about what God wants for me. Fortunately, God sent us Jesus to make these things clear for us. In Matthew, Jesus tells us what is the most important commandment to follow. He says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, but he also includes the second commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. He replies with these two commandments saying, the second one is like it. He emphasizes both of these laws to express that loving God is the same as loving your neighbor, that loving all the people around you is just an extension of loving God. Thus, one of the most important things we can do as Christians is to love all of God's people. The Bible tells us, after Jesus was resurrected, he came to his disciples. John 21:17-18 describes one interaction he had with Peter in which he reinstates him into his fellowship after he denied him 3 times. Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the 3rd time, do you love me? He said, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said, feed my sheep. Jesus asked Peter throughout the dinner together whether he loved him. When Peter says to Jesus that he loves him, Jesus commands him to feed his sheep. God is referring to us when he says, feed my sheep. He tells Peter to serve others, and that will prove his love. It is not enough for us just to say we love God. We must show it. Jesus explains that by serving others, we love God, which, again, is the most important commandment. By loving and serving others, we show our love for the Lord, and therefore fulfill his wishes. I have had the great honor of experiencing true service, and with that, God's love. 2 years ago, I discovered ASB, where I had the opportunity to repair the homes of impoverished families. Along with a crew of 6 people, I was assigned to work on a house owned by a man named Gary Brown. Gary had bad back problems, which caused pain throughout his entire body, including his legs. This handicap made it very difficult for him to get around and to complete daily tasks. For this reason, my crew and I had to go above and beyond to help him. At the end of the work week, we had something called Share Circle. Everyone in our center meets and shares a story about their experience on ASP. The last person to share happened to be a center staff member who was in charge of overseeing the progress on Gary's house. We did not share one specific story from the week, but he said his God moment was supervising the worksite. He described how our homeowner required special assistance, and every week each crew provided that and more. He said that he truly felt each crew that had worked on his house was handpicked by God to be there for Gary. In that moment, I felt a new connection to God, greater than I could ever imagine. It deepened our relationship and made previously mundane tasks like praying or going to church easier and far more exciting. Ever since then, I had made serving others my highest priority. I continue to do ASP. I participate in our youth group's mission trip to Belize, Spirit Builders, and I try to help on a day-to-day basis. As a senior at Ridgefield, we had the privilege to finish out our high school careers with an internship. Jesse Lee has opened up a world of opportunity for me. For that reason, I did not hesitate to intern here with Neil Bose. Alongside me, there are 3 other amazing interns, all with the same drive to serve. We decided to undergo a big project we're calling Ridgefield Rises Against Hunger. We're fundraising for, organizing, and overseeing a food packaging project where, with the help of the community, we will put together 12,000 meals. These meals will go to people all over the world who are experiencing famine. This event is June 10th at 10 a.m. We welcome everyone interested in serving to come help and package these meals. We go to church to help us deepen our faith and to get closer to God. I am telling you today, God wants us to love him and to love others. To show this love through hands-on service, and this is how our spirituality grows. 1 John chapter 4, verses 7-8 says, Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who has love has been born of God and who knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. Go forth and spread the love of God. Go forth and spread